Hello, everybody. I must start by saying that this cast is infuriating. Trying to follow the logic over the past 2 days has definitely hurt my head. And to me, Mickey and Morgan have become unwatchable these past 2 days. Like, watching them is so cringe because the stupidity that's always coming out of their mouths it's just hard to watch. I almost have secondhand embarrassment for them if I wasn't so ready for them to all of this to just blow up in their faces. Unfortunately, Morgan is more insulated than Mickey, so this probably only all just blows up in her face. But she's the idiot that thinks that a Final Four with her, Mickey, Vince, and Zach is somehow good for her. As if she hasn't realized the past couple of weeks how close Morgan is to Vince and Zach. Nothing Mickey is doing makes a lick of sense, and I'm so over it. I cannot follow her thinking anymore. So this will probably be my only update today. I was considering doing another update later tonight. If somehow some sort of logic could prevail in the house, but at this point, I would just rather Mickey blow up her game even further by putting up Jimmy. And so maybe we have some drama to talk about after the feeds. The big problem with Mickey and Morgan is they talk and don't listen. Morgan just is a motor mouth, constantly yapping, and she is dead set in her ways. She thinks she's always right. She thinks she deserves jury when she hasn't won shit in all these competitions. All this talk of jury has become annoying as well. Like, we're weeks away from jury. Why is everyone so concerned about who's going to be in their jury? Let's think about winning the game. Ashley tried to talk with Mickey about that today, but would Mickey listen to Ashley? No. She never seems to want to listen to Ashley, even though Ashley makes way more good points than almost anyone else in the house. In Mickey's case, she yaps a lot too. She's always giving out more information than she should to people she shouldn't be giving information to. But she also doesn't listen, or I guess she just hears what she wants to hear from people. Mickey has been told multiple times that Riley was going to put up her, Morgan, and Ashley. Zach made that pretty clear to her. But what also infuriates me about this cast is, like, somehow Riley has become the good guy after being so aggressive and cussing all of them out after losing his HOH. But they've decided to just continue to baby him, and somehow this house just loves him very much. That perception alone, I guess, should tell me and should tell all of us that this cast is not very good with perception. Maybe that is one of the many issues going on with this cast. Trying to get back to Mickey's logic and trying to follow it. To begin this round, Mickey used her power, and she had the help of Rachel and Ashley. She trusted telling Rachel she had the power. Ashley cut onto that, put a target on herself to make Riley think that she also had the power. They helped Mickey get her power, but now Mickey seems pretty dead set on blindsiding Rachel with her nomination if she puts up Jimmy. And she's just not listening to Ashley whatsoever, but she will continue to listen to Morgan, who is just worried about her own game. I'm glad that at least last night, Rachel, Ashley, and Will pretty much clocked that it's looking like they're disposable to Mickey and Morgan. And Rachel does not like that they are talking all this yapping about jury, but they want Rachel to be one of the first jurors. Rachel has already clocked that they want her in jury so that she could fight for them to win the game. But now that Rachel's already clocked this, of course she's saying, well, she might just do the opposite. So all of this illogical plotting going on by Mickey and Morgan, worried about the jury, isn't exactly going to be good for their jury management in the first place. And Mickey targeting Jimmy this week and not wanting Jimmy in jury doesn't make any sense either. So we're sitting here worried about jury, which is weeks away, but you don't want someone who always has your back in the house in the jury in Jimmy. And yes, Jimmy is a sketchy player. He passes a lot of info throughout the house. But besides Rachel, as I said this in the comments last night, the only two people besides Rachel that should not be really targeting Jimmy right now is Mickey and Morgan. Like, yeah, he gives people some of their information, but he would not come after them anytime soon. And I do think in a jury, he would 100% be behind Mickey. It's just absolute stupidity. That's really what it is. Last night, even Riley, of all people, in a conversation with Mickey when Riley was trying to beg for Kat to not go up on the block but not put out any names himself because he's not really playing the game, even Riley told Mickey to her face that it didn't really make sense for her to put up Jimmy. Today, Zach tells Lauren that Jimmy might be the option to go up on the block, and even Lauren is appalled that Mickey would do that for Mickey's game. I don't know how everyone in the house can see this except for Mickey and I guess Morgan. Of course, Lauren likes the fact that Jimmy might go up and Jimmy might go out because that does actually help Lauren's game. And Lauren's already thinking, well, maybe this means that Mickey and Morgan aren't close to Rachel. This could be a good way to get Rachel out soon, too. I will say that Mickey is kind of working Riley right now. She might have a decent read that Riley might be okay after this week if Kat doesn't go up. But Kat seems pretty doubtful about working with Mickey in the long run either. And even Ashley today has had a brain fart in not wanting Catherine to be the renom, even though she would still continue to be one of Kat's main targets. But somehow, after just 2 days, so 2 days ago, when Riley was going to put up Mickey, Morgan, and Ashley, all three of them now think that they're okay with Riley, or that Riley's okay with them, even though it's just been 2 days, even though Mickey just stole Riley's HOH. Somehow they think they've put in enough effort and game with Riley that he wouldn't come after them anytime soon. I don't buy that. I guess you can say Riley and Kat don't really have a ton of allies in the house because they're not really playing hard. But sooner rather than later, they would target one of them. And Kat would target Ashley especially soon. So, more dumbness. So overall, I guess just to sum up the day, because I don't really have much else to say. I had to turn off the feeds multiple times a day because I genuinely can't listen to Mickey talk. And I'm already over Morgan. So especially those two together. At one point today, Ashley finally got a chance to talk to Mickey. Told her, well, pushed for Vince for a second. But then right away Morgan came up and it interrupted, and Morgan's bringing up stupid points and what ifs like she always does. I was hoping Morgan would go back downstairs with the rest of the itty bitty titty committee, but she didn't. She stayed up in the room, blocking off Ashley from getting a one-on-one. Then Kat came up and had a one-on-one with Mickey. Luckily, later in the morning, Ashley did get a chance to talk to Mickey. That's when she said she agreed with Mickey that maybe Kat shouldn't go up this week. Ashley did try to push for Vince, but Mickey is stuck in the fact that if she were to put up Vince, it would blow up her game. As if putting up Jimmy wouldn't blow up her game. I can't. I literally try every time, every season I do this. I try and put myself in everyone's shoes so that I could give a fair and balanced thought process of what they're thinking. This is one of few times where I can't think what Mickey is actually thinking. I'm assuming that she thinks she could put up Jimmy and it will have the least blood on her hands because a lot of people would be okay with Jimmy going up. But she's not thinking about how that affects her own game in the long run, how Jimmy could be a shield in front of her and even Morgan. And how, most of all, Jimmy is not going to try and get her out of this game until, like, Final Five, if even that. I think Jimmy really does get along with Mickey and on a personal level. I wish I could tell you what's going on in Mickey's brain, but I don't think there's a lot going on in Mickey's brain. And maybe that is indeed the issue. Now, in that conversation with Ashley and Will, which, by the way, Will just sits there and does nothing, pushes no ideas. He and Ashley and Rachel, they clocked what Mickey and Morgan are doing, trying to work with Vince and Zach in a Final Four. Ashley clocked right that actually Lauren's probably more of that Final Four than Mickey, and Mickey doesn't even realize it. But then Will sits up there today and pitches nothing. I wish he was just even slightly more aggressive of a player instead of sitting there and giving us nothing. Today, Mickey did say that if she didn't want to put up Kat, and if it's not Jimmy, she did throw out there maybe Lauren. Lauren and Mickey aren't really talking as with Mickey's HOH, so I guess that is a possible option. But as it's standing still, it seems like Jimmy is the main option still for Mickey. I think the big problem with this season is just this. It's the scared gameplay. Like, that has been the biggest issue. Everyone is afraid to make a splash, so everyone's trying to play it safe. Lauren last week was very cringe throughout her entire HOH. In the end, she got what she wanted. She still gets to be a non-entity in the house because she played a scared HOH. Mickey's hoping for the same, but it's different for Mickey because she used the power to steal someone's HOH. She then put that same person on the block, and now she just expects to gain Riley and Kat, I guess, while trying to not listen to Ashley, blindside Rachel, even though Mickey still doesn't trust Kat. She still thinks she could gain Riley and Kat as a number, I guess. Lord, I don't want to even think about this anymore. It's hurting my brain. Watching Mickey Morgan on the feeds today has, like, I could feel my IQ dropping. I think that's why my head hurts. My IQ is dropping just from watching their stupidity. So yeah, this season right now, I want to like this cast, I really do, but they suck. Like, overall, they suck. And I've been saying this all along, that only a few people have been really carrying the feeds. And as far as the gameplay goes, it's abysmal. I'm glad that Big Brother finally has fluidity in the gameplay. This happened last season too. So it's taken some good stuff with the fluidity of last season. But unfortunately, this season has also taken a lot from Big Brother 25, and that the players are really dumb. They want to get out people that they should just be working with closer, at least for a little bit longer. But more importantly, they're playing so scared that too is hurting people's gameplay, and more so, I guess, hurting my brain. That's all I have to say. This was a tough video to do because I don't even know what to talk about. Like, trying to follow the logic of Mickey is almost impossible because there's, like, literally, it's nowhere to be found.